Everything you do in life has a beginning, a middle, and an end. With my guest today, his beginning was turbulent. At an early age, his mom walked out, which obviously messed with his mind. Growing up, he saw other kids with material things he couldn't afford, and this led him to doing a few negative things just to fit in, which he's not proud of. Now, in the middle section of his life, he's taken his experiences, learned from them, turned his life around, and is doing some very big and positive things, giving back to his community in ways most people couldn't even fathom. I want to find out what his end plan is, and is he going to make me rich with it? I'd like to welcome to the 521 Sofa Chat, Kam Kiprock Parmar.
Go on, Mr. Blade. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
How you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm good. Just so we're clear for the camera, his name is not actually
That's shooting me down. I'm sorry.
It's Kam Kiprock Parmar, but I was just doing the hip hop thing because that's what we do. We're hip hop. All right. So, do you want to tell us about your early days, your beginnings? You know, what's your heritage, your background? You know, where were you brought up?
Yeah, so basically brought up in Wellingborough, a small town in Northamptonshire. Heritage is Indian, dad's Hindu, mum's Sikh, so Hindu Punjabi. Quite a mad mix. But yeah, so from early days, like living in Wellingborough, we was on a quite an all right estate. It weren't a bad estate. It weren't like a typical story of a council estate kid, etc. I was on a good estate, but I was like, from 8 years old, when my mum left, it was difficult times.
With your mom leaving, how did that affect you personally? And did you have brothers and sisters? Did it affect them?
Yeah, one older brother.
Okay.
But, yeah, I was a mother's boy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not afraid to say that. I was a mummy's boy. I probably used to cry. My dad told me when I was young, I used to cry a lot. When she left, I didn't realize how much it affected me later on in life.
At what age did she leave you?
8 years old.
Do you feel like her leaving turned you into a different person?
Yeah, for a bit. Yeah, definitely for a good few years. Yeah.
Okay. So you were doing some wrong things. Do you want to talk about any of them?
Just there was times where it's like out there, street robbery, theft.
Well, from that young age, 8 years old?
No, not from 8 years old.
I was going to say, man, I needed to be in your gang.
No.
I wanted more sweets.
Not from 8 years old. Not from 8 years old. No, but it weren't till like young teens, like 13, 14, I started getting into a lot of trouble. Literally, I was out there like, because we didn't have much, and we was on a half-decent estate, and other kids had nice things. Me and my brother didn't have the nice things, and like there's a time when we was going to go to Northampton with some older lot, and me and my brother was in our clothes, and they looked at us, and they was like, "Nah, you ain't coming with us," just like that. And that was stuck in my head from young, and I thought, "Nah, man, I need to get out there and make some money." It was mad. So I was doing paper rounds at a young age.
Okay.
I'd done 2 paper rounds, but on one of the paper rounds, in the evening one, they used to leave the catalogues outside the front door, and in that catalogue, I used to take it home and look through the catalogue, and on top of that catalogue, there's a like plastic film, so it's wrapped up. There's a letter with the person's address and the name on it. Yeah, so I started sciencing things out. So in that letter, I opened the letter, and there was like details, the name, address, and then I ring up the catalogue company. And I sometimes put on like the woman's accent, voice, sorry.
I didn't want to say anything, but you do sound like a woman.
Nice
so,
one.
Yeah, that's all good.
You have to get that in there. Cheers, man.
You asked for it, though, innit? The way I see it, you did the crime, now do the time.
No, literally. So, yeah, man. Where was I? So, literally, the letters in the catalogue on top of it, opened it up, and I'd ring up, and I'd say, yeah, I'm Mrs. or Mr. So-and-so, yeah? And I want to find out my balance, how much I've got to spend. And in them days, they'll tell you over the phone, you've got £800, you've got £1,000, you've got £2,000, you've got £500, whatever it is. So I thought, hold on a minute, let's see if this can work. Order the stuff, yeah, me and my brother and a couple of mates, order the stuff. Sky School, back in them days, it was 48-hour delivery. So with Sky School on that second day when it's about to come, we'd play curbsy. Playing curbsy, wait for the man to come deliver the goods, stop him in the street. Yeah, that's my mum's, that's my dad's, that's whoever's parcel. It's a surprise or whatever. The man used to give it to us.
So you started this trend?
I started it, yeah. They used to call me Catalogue Kam at a young
Really?
age. Yeah.
Wow.
I
You hear
started-
that? Catalog Kam. That's a good rapper's name, actually.
yeah.
I've had 2 rappers now changing their names.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Marlon the Sound Guy and Catalog Kam.
Yeah.
It's like, great name.
What was it? Don't forget
Creative.
the cameraman as well. White.
The
Balance.
great white balance. That's it. White balance. Yeah,
Can't
3
forget about
names.
that.
Really creative
White
day
balance,
today.
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Anyway,
It got to the stage where we was getting orders from my brother's age group. So he's a year older than me and older from the school. They'd be ordering stuff like Reebok Classics back in the day and stuff like that. And we'd be taking it to school and giving them their orders and like they're getting their trainers or whatever that was at half the price. And it carried on escalating. I was making money at 13, 14. And like
so what kind of money were you making doing that?
a good few hundred a week. Good few hundred a week.
And be honest here,
yeah.
right? Did that make you feel better, or did it make you feel bad about the people you were taking from?
I didn't feel bad at the time.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
I didn't feel bad at the time because they wouldn't have had to pay it back. Do you know what I mean? Them themselves wouldn't have to pay it back. I wasn't thinking like that anyway. I was just thinking about, this is working.
So you're saying that because they didn't get the goods, they
don't have to pay nothing.
Okay, right. So the people that were losing out was the companies.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm just a bit pissed off you didn't ask me to join you. But you know, that's all. So, there we go. You live and you learn. If I knew this before, I wouldn't have called him in for the interview. Scumbag.
Oh, shit.
So at what point did you decide, right, you know what, I don't really want to do this. This ain't right. I mean, did you ever get that
the police
conscience?
fucking set us up.
So have you been to jail?
I went to young offenders, yeah.
Okay, how long were you there for?
I got 21 months. I did 10 and a half. I was one of the first people to come out on tag when they introduced the tag in this country.
And did you get opportunities while you were inside to sit down and think about, you know, ways you could change your life and...
100%.
Okay.
100%.
And that's what's basically led to where you are now.
If I'm telling the truth, it didn't change me straight away, jail and coming out of jail. That'd be a lie.
Did that in any way make you worse when you got out?
Yeah, I'd say so. Just because then my mentality is thinking, I'm bad now, or like I've been jail, whatever. Yeah, that mentality is all fucked up. Like, no one's gonna fuck with me. I'm just gonna carry on trying to make money on the street, kind of thing. Young and dumb. Get this straight. When I went jail, I was thinking to myself, now I've got to change my life. I've got to really change my life. But at the same time, I didn't feel like I had no other options. Like I didn't know no better, kind of thing.
How do you feel the message can get through to the government, to the councils and all that kind of stuff to say to them, look, the problem isn't the kids. The problem is they got nothing to do.
Yeah, the problem isn't the kids. And I think once they're labelled like you're bad or you do you know what I mean? That kid's no good kind of thing. That will stick with that kid. And, I'll play out that role as a kid. Do you know what I mean? Because I think no one's going to invest in me. And then when I say invest, it doesn't mean money. I mean invest time in me.
Time, effort.
No one's going to invest in me. No one's going to show me that faith. No one's going to be that light. Do you know what I mean? So I might as well do bad. I've got nothing to lose. And if you're not getting love at home, which is a big thing as well, you feel like, who gives a shit? No one gives a shit about me anyway. My dad wasn't there. He was there, but he was trying his hardest to keep the roof over our head. So he wasn't there. Do you know what I mean?
If there was something that you could say to your dad now that you haven't said in the past, what would that be?
Thank you for doing what you could.
Okay.
Definitely. Do you know what I mean?
But you feel if he was there, you wouldn't have turned to the other side.
But if he was there, then we wouldn't be living where, do you know what I mean? We wouldn't have a house over our head.
Okay.
Because he has to work. Someone has to work.
Okay. So while he was at work, you were rampant.
Because he was doing 12-hour shifts and longer than that.
Okay.
And it was like factory work. He worked in a Weetabix factory. And it was like mornings, afternoons and nights.
But, okay. See, now this is where that's a little bit annoying for me because all the adverts you see for Weetabix is that, it gives you all this extra power. So where was that extra power for your dad?
Mate. Cut.
I guess he didn't have...
He obviously weren't eating enough of it. Or got flipping. He weren't eating enough of it.
Was material things pushed into people's faces where they felt pressure like they had to be, you know, wearing the nicest garms and the nicest trainers?
Yeah, I don't think it was material things pushed like kind of thing. I think it was like, if you've got or you've had things and it's gone kind of thing, disappeared. Like as in my mum's gone and finances went with that as well. So we've had things and things is gone. Do you know what I mean? I think once you've had and it's taken away, it's different to not having and not having at all. Do you know what I mean? Even from a young age. But there was kids who were cool. Like there were some kids that were cool. Like my brother, he didn't like put a foot wrong kind of thing.
Okay.
He went school, college.
And you were brought up by the same dad.
The same dad. So
basically,
it's up here.
he was cool and you were fucked.
Yeah. I was fucked. He was cool. But nah, basically he was strong.
At least he's admitting it. You know what I mean? That's you know, when you admit that you're wrong, you can correct yourself.
He was stronger mentally.
Your upbringing and the mistakes that you made, and then you decided you want to do something positive. At what point did that, you know, light bulb just go again? Bing! I want to do this.
It was later in life, and I was.
How much later?
Like we're talking, when I hit 30, because I was trying to do something productive as well with the music.
Okay.
Me and a group of friends, we were trying to do something. Do you know what I mean? And we stood for something at the same time. A lot of bad was going on, but we was trying to push a positive message at the same time.
While robbing everyone?
Nah, Robin had stopped.
And when did you start with the music?
Literally in our 20s. Like we used to freestyle and stuff. Mate used to beatbox at a younger age. And it was just a fun thing. But then we started doing little jams around each other's houses, mics on and stuff. And I thought, let's put a little mixtape and stuff. But it was fun, but it was good to actually get something done as well. Literally how it's flipped round, like from doing what I was doing to now, like teaching kids and adults and vulnerable kids as well. Yeah, I just feel blessed that I can do what I'm doing in the community.
When you say vulnerable kids, you know,
Kids
can you expand on that?
Fringes of crime, involved in crime, gangs, vulnerable kids, mental health, kids with disabilities.
You deal with all of them, everybody.
All of them.
Wow. So yeah, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
So that's deep. So what gave you the idea to do the street workout thing that you're doing?
A good friend basically was having a barbecue and having a cookout in the back of my flats. He bought a set of gymnastic rings down and he flung them over the goalpost because we've got no pull-up bars in our town. So he flung them over the goalpost, showed me a couple of moves. And I was like, stop it, because I like my training anyway. But when he showed me these moves and I had a go, I was like, I need to get into this shit. And it happened that he was running sessions in another town up the road, Kettering.
Okay.
And he was like, you need to come along and check these sessions out. And I did. The spirit and the uplifting they give you that encouragement. And I was like, what the hell? This is new to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, these guys, I don't really know them. And they're all like, come on, you can do this. And they're showing you moves and encourage you and that. And I was like, this is for me, man. This is for me. And I was just all over it.
And then obviously you decided, I want to do something with this.
I want something like this in my town.
Right. So did you then go and start approaching people for money? Did you go to the council?
Nah.
You know, how did it work?
No, I just approached in the council to get something built. And then again, I was going everywhere. And again, they just wanted money and just getting knocked back.
So basically approaching the councils was like a brick wall.
Yeah, councils, youth clubs, leisure centres.
And maybe they were just sitting there happy that you're destroying yourselves.
Of course they do. So for me, keep knocking on the door and getting turned away, and then you're talking about gang violence and trouble on the streets. Well, show me that you want to do something.
You raised the initial money yourself, right?
I went to the local MP, I went to everywhere, and then the letters from like 2012, I believe, 2012. And he's like, go and see this guy down the Hemwell estate in Wellingborough. He's down the youth club there. So I went to see him and he was like, look, I tell you what, we run a youth club here. Why don't you guys come from Kettering, you and your boys, because we had the portable bars where you put up yourself and you can take them down just as quick if you put them up and parallel bars, put them up in the community centre, youth club, everyone's sitting down watching all the kids and you do a little demonstration for them. We done it and they loved it and since that day he said, you're in. You can start doing sessions in there. That gave me the responsibility as well, running kids sessions, knowing that like obviously they've got to check your DBS, so your criminal history, safeguarding, all them things. And then, yeah, just it got to a point where we just started growing and growing and growing. And
see, what that tells me, like just from action, not talking, is that people are calling for change.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even a lot of money from what you said, because when you told me what you were doing, I'm thinking that must have cost like 50, 60 grand.
No.
And it's not.
The budget we had at the time was $5.5 grand for this, and the equipment was $5.5 grand to install it in the ground as well. I worked for a company with my mate Anton, who started the compound. We was installing parks and dismantling parks all around the country. So I was lucky enough to put it in the ground myself.
Okay.
So we fundraise and put it in the ground ourselves.
So at this point, you've raised the money, you've put the first one up, and that, I guess, inspired you to go, look, I want more. This is not enough.
Because initially, the one that went on this estate, the £5.5 was supposed to go on the estate that needed it the most, where we was based at the community centre, because they've invested in me. I really want to give back to the people down there. And there was some politics and red tapes. No, it can't go there because it's the councillor put in some money towards that as well. And he was like, no, my land's on this side of town, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, it had to go on that land. But the end goal was trying to get it on the estate where it needed it, on the Hemingwell, where we're based. And it turned out that we got it worked out perfectly in the end. Do you know what I mean? We had to wait a bit longer, but we got a massive setup now.
How did that affect, people coming from other territories?
Basically, you'd get youngers that come in sometimes, and you get youngers who'd be like, nah, I don't want to go to that estate, or if they got in trouble with the police, they don't want to go there for that reason as well. But now we've got the outdoor set up, people are coming. People are coming, but it's new, it's fresh. It's like been in the ground 2 weeks.
Having this facility there now, are you seeing kids from one gang, another gang, kind of coming in and using it and getting along?
It's too early for me to say that at the minute, but I'd like to hope so. But we've got like different areas, like a town up the road where you got their beefing, and the town down the road. But like even people from the same town who have beef, I hear them say to me, the kids I work with, I can't go to that area.
Do you feel like what you're doing can change that though? Can bring people together like
100%.
that?
100%. I've seen it. I've chatted to mans all the time from all around the country who said that calisthenics changed my life, saved my life. They'd be in jail or dead.
So the first one you said cost about $5.5 grand.
Yeah.
How much did the second one cost?
22 grand.
Okay. It's much bigger. A hell of a lot bigger.
4 times the size, 5 times the size.
Wicked.
Yeah.
I mean, you sent me some footage, and I was seeing some of the exercises that guy was doing was mad.
Nuts. Handstand on 8.5 foot straight bar.
It's not even a joke.
Handstand high up in the bar, all the little kids looking at him like, what the?
What's your long-term ambition?
Well, since this, I've been getting a lot of people contact me from up and down the country saying, how do they go about the process? I said to them, the ones that reaching out, it's just like, if you want help, advice, etc., just shout me. I can advise you and help you as much as I can. And like, do you know what I mean? It took me years to get that one done. What was supposed to get done 7 years, I think it took. 6-7 years.
And there was not one before that?
Nah, so that one on the Hemingwell, that one was the hardest one to get done because it was just the politics and red tape. And I was getting sent from pillar to post, and the boundaries I was hitting was like, I could have given up a few times. I was like, do you know what? Fuck this. This isn't going nowhere. Do you know what I mean? But it just kept on. And then COVID came. I thought, there's no way in a million years this is going ahead now. This is like the nail in the coffin. But
so it just goes to show you, COVID can't stop everybody. I mean, and especially a guy that looks a bit like Prince. I mean,
you're not the first person to say that, so I'll let you off on that one.
Well, you know what? The mad thing is, I didn't actually clock that until I saw you doing the freestyle session, your live performance session. That's when I just thought, my man looks like Prince. You know what I mean? So all I was just waiting for was, your little smile and kiss.
Oh shit.
Anyway, this long-term plan, I mean, if it doesn't work out and you don't get the councillors on side or investors on side and whatever, is that going to stop you?
Nah, no way, because them bars are in the ground now. They ain't moving.
Is there any words of encouragement you can give any kids?
There's always something that you're good at. It's always something. It's finding that. And that passion, turn that passion into something. Like, build on it. Just try and stay on that path.
What happened to just going to the park and kicking a football?
Do you know what?
And do you understand?
I loved them days as well. Loved them days just kicking ball with no worries and just innocence. Do you know what I mean? And finishing school playing football for hours and hours. We used to love that. And you're right. And that thing about peer pressure now, the thing that hurts me the most now is like the olders putting youngers on. We never used to do that in our area. Yeah. So you see that MWM, Mans with Morals, it stands for something. We were doing bad, but we're not going to rob a granny and do that kind of bad and do this push shit on your family and stuff, yeah? There's still things, there's still morals and ethics. But now, it's like there's a generation pushing stuff onto the youngsters. That to me, I think I'm more passionate as well now working with the kids because I see that, do you know what I mean, that side of it.
So you were saying about obviously kicking ball.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm going to put a responsibility on you on camera. I'm going to say, like, fix it up. so that kids have a better life and they realize that they don't have to fight and whatever. They can go out there, do their push-ups and whatever else they're doing.
Yeah.
And if you don't, then I'm going to find you and I'm going to kick your balls. Deal? Deal? Right. Okay, it's on. But yeah, no, look, I really respect what you're doing. When I got that footage and I saw what you were on, I was just like, wow, that's impressive. I hope you can change, you can add a little bit of something that changes the world in your area, and I hope that spreads to the rest of the country because the change is needed.
No,
like, people are becoming scared to go out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And they just don't know when it's safe and where it's safe.
Yeah, no,
But where can people find you?
So it's the Compound Wellingborough on Instagram and Facebook. Kiprock MWM, that's M Mans with Morals, MWM on Instagram and Facebook as well. And then the Compound Wellingborough.co.uk is for the Streetworkout Calisthenics page as well. Just
before we go, I just want to say massive thanks to Kam Kiprock Parmar for coming down. He traveled a long way, like 3 hours away, and man made the journey to come here and be interviewed, which I really appreciate. Interesting story. I hope it builds. I hope it goes into something huge and it makes a difference. That's the important thing. I hope it makes a difference, bro.
No, thank you, Blade.
And respect for doing that, because like something is needed.
No, thank you. Appreciate that. Respect from a legend like yourself as well. And big up the channel. And big up yourselves for doing what you're doing as well, because you're doing positive things yourself. So
we're trying, but we just we're not eating. We're not.
But you're trying.
We saw Marlon, the sound guy today, was drinking, and that's a bit of a concern. But yeah, we need to stop that. Nip it in the bud, Nip it in the bud, Marlon. We need you, bro. But yeah, look. Thank you very much for being here, like I said. For anybody who doesn't know anything about what he's doing, go and check him out on the details that he gave you. The description is going to be below. So everything you want to find out about him, you can find out on his own pages. What he's doing is incredible. Hopefully what he's doing will change some lives, will save lives. Aside from that, if you're watching the interviews, you like what you're seeing, you like what you're hearing, then be sure to subscribe, spread the word, tell everybody about us. And we just want to keep building, and we would like to keep building with you. Your country needs you, but so does 521.
Are you not the leader then?
We're all leaders, man. We're all leaders.